Hey, let's get it type shit. What's going on, people? You already know it's Leem. I know some of y'all about to be thinking,
who the f is that guy? Who the f is that?
But I promise this is the next Call of Duty sensation. In today's video, we'll be checking out the world record 84 kill gameplay set by Aydan. This is my second time watching this gameplay, but I gotta say, I do have some concerns with some questionable aim on some kills in this gameplay. We'll talk about that when we get there. But for now, let's just get right into this shit. Now, before I start this, I'm going to say if this is 100% legitimate, congratulations. That is a huge achievement. This 84 kills is fucking insane. But like I said in the intro, there are a couple instances of weird aim, and I'll address them when we get to them. So let's just jump right into this gameplay.
I don't know, though.
Like I said, this is also my second time watching this, so I might pick up on more things that I didn't notice in the first time. But what I will say, if you look at him, look at his face cam real quick, he is dialed in. He has not blinked yet. It takes him at least 30 seconds to blink. You see the intense focus in this man's eyes. He tracked him perfectly. What I will say is,
Dude, this gun
the game sense is there, the movement is there.
crazy.
He's already at 3 kills. He got 3 kills in the span of me talking, so. The pacing is there. One major key that a lot of lower level players don't really take into account is pacing. You can't really loot for too long. All you need is 1 or 2 good guns and some armor plates, and then you should get going if you want to get high kills. He's already at 6, and we're only a minute into the gameplay. That's pretty fast. That's kind of insane.
Oh, it's a ninja turtle. I'm overheating right now. I'm not gonna lie. I'm overheating, but
Overheating because he is locked in. Now, what I would say is he's doing a good job at catching these people either off guard or right after a fight, so they're already weak, so he's just coming in as the cleanup crew, just getting the kills easy. Now, at the same time, you might be wondering, how is he seeing some of these people in these dark corners? What you gotta understand is when people play on PC, there's these things called NVIDIA filters, right? Based off your graphics card, if you have an NVIDIA graphics card, which 90% of people do that play on PC, you can just press Alt F3 and you can turn on a setting that'll boost the darkness inside buildings or in like dark corners or anything. Now, when people stream, they typically don't show their NVIDIA filters. 1, because it drops frames if you use display capture instead of game capture. And 2, they probably don't want a bunch of comments like, why does your game look like that, but my game looks like this? So if you're wondering how he can see some of these people who are maybe using Terminator skins or all black skins when they're sitting in a dark corner, that's probably why. But let's just jump right back into this. That was probably the only person in this entire lobby that had thumbs. That was probably the only person in this entire lobby who has a KD above a 1 or a 1.5. And that's not an exaggeration. That's the I'm pretty sure that gunfight he just had, the last one, is the weakest he's been. You also see that he's running out with his melee a lot, which is making him move faster around the map. I do that all the time. It's kind of annoying if I don't hold it long enough in our melee, but it makes you move faster. Just slightly, but the slightness is enough.
15 and still going.
I heard that guy outside sliding, so I'm not going to say anything about that. There's another kid on his roof that I also hear, and he's just skip stomping around up there, which is also why he's been circling back and forth downstairs. That kid just jumped on top of this box, was what it sounds like. Yep, there you go. That's exactly what it was.
What I'm doing.
Yeah, like I said, a lot of these guys are bots. Now, am I saying that I can drop 80 kills in this type of lobby? No. I can get maybe 40, but the quality of players in this lobby is definitely not high. I started using shock charges because of this gameplay, not gonna lie. I don't think that blast trap should have touched him. But he actually does die here, I'm pretty sure. To a third party. He just slammed those guys, though. Yep, he died to the third party. Wins Gulag easy. Now, I've watched the raw gameplay, and I'm now watching his upload. All he's doing when he's cutting out a whole bunch of dead periods. He's not cutting out any kills or anything. Like, he cut out himself dying, but he also included him getting the kill in the Gulag.
Visual on enemy. Not done. Some light trigonometry.
He's already at 24 and there's still 100 people left alive. Like, this pacing is insane. The fact that he pushed this actually surprised me because he's already about to get cracked, but he's still ego chowing. And I don't blame him either because, like, these people are not that good. But all it would take is to get shot at by 2 people at the same time for even like 2 bullets from each of them, and then you'll probably lose the gunfight. I think he got lucky when he threw the shock charge at the first kid and took on the second one. But at the same time, these guys aren't that good. Now, this is the first time his aim seemed weird to me. I don't know if you caught that or not, but I'm gonna rewind it. Pay attention. Did you just see that jump? That was weird. Now he lands here. He knows he's there. He just watched the guy. So him pre-aiming doesn't bother me. The only thing that bothers me in this instance is that he's aimed at the guy's kneecap, and right before I paused it, right when I pressed pause, it jumped straight to his chest. This is concerning. This is not natural aim. Now, he shot at the same time. You could maybe say that that jump was from the recoil, but at the same time, locking straight onto chest doesn't make any sense. If he dragged his stick up, it wouldn't have been that sharp that quickly. He's aimed at kneecaps. He's aimed directly on his kneecap, actually below his kneecap. In the next couple frames, he's going to be right on his chest. That's not natural aim. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you say. That's not natural aim. This is just one of the concerns I have with this gameplay, and that's why I'm questioning the legitimacy. Anybody can see this. In slow motion, in regular motion, that is not a natural jump. Anybody can see that jump. Anybody can see that jump. Anybody can see this jump right here. I saw it in live action. The first time I ever watched this, I saw this live full speed, and I thought that was questionable. But again, like I said, you could maybe say that him shooting jumped the weapon up, but this happens one more time in the video, for guaranteed one more time in the video. So no matter what anybody says, that jump is not natural. 30 kills, 34 teams, and then 90 people left alive. That's insane numbers. You can fake aim, but you can't fake pacing. This is also another concerning moment for me. Because notice how he doesn't down that guy right there, right? He's getting shot at this guy, instantly locks onto him. Instantly locked on, didn't miss a shot. Now, if we look back at the first guy he was shooting at that was stuck on the loadout, he's missing a good amount of shots. He didn't end up downing the guy. But what I think this is might be a little bit of foot pedal action. Now, what I mean by that is he didn't have to turn it on when the guy was standing still. He thought he'd knocked the guy cleanly when the guy was standing still, right? He's getting shot at by multiple people. He's in the middle of a grenade throw. He's shooting at one guy, but boom, now he senses danger. He's not aimed at this guy up here. This guy has a clear shot on him. He's not aimed at him. What I think he does is he slides right here. He locked on before he finished the slide, number one. And number two, he locked on him dead center chest while not aimed in yet, which is also very concerning. And that's concerning because he never misses a shot here. Now, maybe he focused up. Maybe he locked in. Okay, I'm about to die. I gotta slide. But the concerning part here for me is the slide. And you can see the dot lock straight onto this guy's chest before he even gets through the slide. How are you gonna sit there and miss a standstill target, but lock onto somebody mid-slide, hip firing still? He doesn't have his sight aimed down and lock straight on the chest. Doesn't make sense. That doesn't seem like legitimate aim either. But that's not even all for this section. That's not even all for this gunfight. Locked onto him dead center chest. Couldn't still see him. That's also concerning. One more time. Didn't miss a shot on that guy. fried him, didn't miss a shot on that guy. So you're telling me you're missing a target that's standing still, and then the next two people that he shoots at, he didn't miss a single bullet? First one was after an entire slide, and he lost vision of him. And this second one, he had to track him perfectly going to the left and downwards at the same time. It's not logical to think that those last two kills were legitimate aim. That was a nice dive. I can't lie. That dive saved his life for sure.
Not done
Because
yet.
he would have definitely died. He probably would have got hit in the head if he didn't dive. Those kills were very sus for me. Those kills were very suspect. That aim was very suspect for me.
Hostiles have established a SAM turret.
Frag thrown.
He knows this guy's over here. He saw him land, so I'm not really concerned about this. And I can hear him through my headset, so he can hear him for sure. Who knows how loud his volume's cranked on the train.
Fucking down.
Died before they heard the shot.
UAV is bingo fuel. Returning to base.
He's at 39 right now. 75 people alive. He's at 39 kills.
Behind this garage.
You can't fake the pacing. He's running and gunning everybody, which is impressive. Not stopping for loot, that's kind of a hard thing to do for a lot of people. You're trying to see what people have. But at the same time, when you have your loadouts and stuff, all you need is armor plates. But if you're also fighting against bots and you're not getting shot that often, you're not going to need that many armor plates to go sort through loot for it. So it's like,
You better run, buddy.
I don't know how to explain it.
Because the guy in the right tower is also gonna look over and try to help him.
Concussion grenade.
He's nading those two. He picked up that armor box. That's a lucky pull. That armor box is a very lucky pull. If he had ran out of shock charges, that'd be an extremely lucky pull because shock charges are very rare to find as ground loot. It's actually like I really don't find shock charges at all as ground loot.
Be advised, an enemy squad
He's brave for taking this dip, not gonna lie. If this kid had a headset, he's dead. Never mind, he's not even on the roof anymore.
Being a bozo.
Now, I definitely think it's not fairly easy, but it's very possible for you to track people perfectly just by predicting where they're going, right? Especially when they slide. When they slide, they only can go in one direction for a little bit. But not missing a shot while perfectly tracking people is also kind of, it doesn't, and it also depends on what it looks like at the same time too, because if it's a snap-on, it's pretty obvious that that's not natural aim, especially on a controller too. He's playing on controller. A lot of the snaps don't make sense for controller, and there's a huge one later on in the video that I'm going to talk about. But he already has 44 kills. This is probably damn near 10 times the amount of people's PRs, if we're being honest. A lot of people, most people haven't even got like 15 or 20 kills on Warzone if we're being serious. And he's already at 45. Very impressive. The key to getting a large amount of kills is always knowing where people are. UAVs are definitely essential for that.
Please die.
He's getting pushed. There's one guy at least in here. Oh, he just didn't know where he was. There's another guy in there. Yep. See, I heard those two. I thought it was one, but it sounded like multiple steps at the same time, so it could have easily been two, and it was. Oh, that guy's dead. I would have been surprised if he didn't get that kill. This guy's pushing him. Yep, straight ahead. And I think anybody would have heard that, not gonna lie. That seems like cool aim. That seems natural. A huge secret to rotating on big maps is buying those redeploy things from the buy station, those $3,000 redeploy balloons, right? Or having one of those jetpack things that he just used. Rotating on this map, like he just picked up that thing right there, using one of those is key. Being able to rotate this map quickly. This map is huge. Like, I think this is the biggest Warzone map we've ever had, not gonna lie. Like, Urzikstan is huge. I don't think Verdansk was this big. I don't think Caldera maybe was this big, but I don't think any of the Warzone maps were as big as this one. So being able to rotate this map quickly is very key to dropping a high lot of kills. That being able to, I don't know what the that guy was doing, but being able to rotate around the map quickly in general is a beneficial thing to do if you want to have high kills, because not everybody's going to be in one general area. People are going to be spread out around the map. Yeah, I don't know how. See, there's a lot of, like, I'm not taking away from him. He's obviously a good player, right? But the players he's fighting against are not. Like, these guys aren't good at the game. Now, like I said earlier, do I think I'm dropping 80? No. I can maybe get a little 40. I might be able to get 40, but 80 is crazy. Like, if I pace right and win all my gunfights, I can definitely drop 40. And I'm like above average at the game. You feel me? Like, if I had a team, I could definitely hit iridescent rank. But at the same time, these players are above iridescent players. You feel me? These are top, like, all these streamers, Aydan, Biffle, Swag, they're like #1 player in the world caliber. It's just the fact that they choose not to play ranked half the time. Like, they just be doing their own thing, trying to get high kill gameplays. And in ranked, you can't really get high kill gameplays because everyone's generally on the same skill in ranked. Now, of course, when you're top 250, you're not going to be put into a lobby with the rest of the top 250 because that's just not possible. But still, there's going to be higher caliber skilled players in ranked than there would be in public matches like he's playing in right now.
Gotta get back to them. Bye.
That's an easy kill. He threw that shock charge. I didn't even notice that in the first video. In the first time I watched this, I didn't even notice that. That was a good grenade. That was a very good grenade. He's on the stairs, I think. Oh, nope. The guy jumped out. I don't know. Let's see this one, because I never looked at this one before. Oh, yeah, that's not natural either. I didn't catch this one in the first video. I didn't catch this one in my first watch of this. I did not catch this one. This is also not natural aim. He might not have went left to right, but he definitely just snapped onto this kid's head. He definitely just snapped onto this kid's head. At first, he's aiming at the 4 behind him. Next frame, next couple frames, he's aimed right on his head. You can see it in full speed that it's not natural aim. This is too fast of a snap. On controllers, too fast of a snap. And then he also doesn't miss a shot there. I don't think that's natural aim. What I legitimately, seriously think he has, I think he has a foot pedal. I think he's pressing on the foot pedal every time he's on the cusp of dying, in some sort of danger, to make sure he hits all of his shots, or somebody's about to escape and he needs to make sure he hits all of his shots in that situation so he gets the knock. Because that is not natural. This jump is not natural aim. You can tell in full speed it's not. You can tell in full speed that's not. I missed this in my first time watching this, but I'm glad I just caught that now. Kobe, Ginobili, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Oh, he hit him. Good grenade for the full kill. I hear this kid running up the stairs. Oh, he jumped out. I bet you if he has the cipher, on, he gets that knock. But it's the fact that he also gets shot, he pulls out of it. That could have been natural. He was missing a couple shots. Easy kill. That's legitimately a bot. Crouch walking in the corner. Like, also a bot. Didn't hit a shot on him. Doesn't need to plate. When you're not getting shot, you're not going to need to use armor plates that much. You're not going to need to loot that much because you're not getting shot. Like, you're not going to need to loot for armor if you're not getting shot that much. This kid's been sniping him for dumb long, though. shattered his camera. And like, no way that guy paid $30 for that skin just to be terrible at the game. Like, I'm convinced these, like, most of these people aren't real people. Like, there's no way you spent $30 on a skin just to be terrible at the game, right? Like, right? Right? Maybe you love Terminator that much. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Maybe you love the Terminator. But I don't get spending $30 on a microtransaction just to not be like, that's half the game when you think about it. $30 used to be half the price of games. So I don't believe that it's very plausible for somebody to spend $30 on a game and not want to improve. $30 on a microtransaction and not want to play it and improve at it. That's just unfortunate for that guy.
Priority tasking request received. We're
Holy fuck, bro. What is fucking happening, chat?
Now, the kill that really set it off for me in this gameplay is coming up soon. The kill that really made me think he's not playing legitimate is coming up soon. And it's kind of wild once you think about it. And it's kind of wild when you actually look at it and notice what's happening.
Dumb shit. Oh my god.
How did he know he was there?
Oh my god.
Swag said the same thing. Swag said the same thing in his watch, in his reaction to this. How did he know that kid was behind the door? What made him shoot the door?
Jump off.
Now, here's the kill I'm talking about. Not this one. This one. Get the f out of here. Get the f out of here. Anybody who's played this game knows that the Cypher has terrible bullet velocity. He might be using 8 attachments. He might have gain twist barrel. He might have overpressured on, right? Anybody who knows, no matter what, you're going to have to lead your shots a little bit with the Cypher, just a little bit. Now, the way aiming on a controller works is to go from one direction to another. You are going to have to cross the center line of the joystick before you can change directions. Before you end up crossing the midpoint, you are just going to end up decelerating. It's not going to go left until you cross that middle point. What I mean by decelerating is if you are holding your thumbstick all the way to the right, the closer you get to the midpoint, the slower you are going to be looking right. And on the opposite side of that, the further you are from the midpoint while looking right, the faster you are going to be looking in the right direction. Now, if we sit here and play this kill, he is moving up to the right, and then he locks right onto this guy's chest. Everybody just saw the lock on. Now, if we watch it again, and we take into account what weapon he's using, everybody knows with the Cypher, you're going to have to lead shots. He knows that. I know that. Anybody who's used the Cypher for a while knows that it has bad bullet velocity. And if we're watching this, why is his crosshair directly on the guy? Missing shots, mind you, until he manually pulls it off and starts leading his shots slightly. What I think it is, he's feeling pressure right now to try to get to that 80 kills. He's not trying to have these guys escape and get killed by anybody else. So he's making sure he puts his foot on that pedal so his aim locks so he gets the kill. And now he takes his foot off that pedal because he has the guy weak and he can easily just track him and kill him. If we watch this kill back in regular speed, everybody can see that this is a snap. Everybody can see that that's a snap. Everybody can see that that's a lock on. That's not natural aim. And the fact that even one kill in this gameplay is unnatural discredits the entire gameplay. Let's be real. Now, if at any point in my videos my aim looks like that, I'll shut up. I play on PC, but I have a regular PC setup. I just use 2 monitors. I play on controller as well as an Xbox Scuff. No Cronus. This is just a cable that connects from my PC straight. I'm gonna hold this up real quick. I'm gonna hold this up and pull it out. Straight from my controller into the PC, right? I gotta get the angle right. Hold up. Oh, it's not coming out. It came out, right? This is the ending of the cable. It doesn't come out and it didn't come out anything but the top of my PC. If my aim looks like this, I will bet that this issue is on Twitch's side and it's a frame skip between the live stream and the downloaded VOD. Now I'm going to say I have a 4KD on Warzone. It's been a hard fight to get a 4KD, but in my opinion, some of the aim that he has in this video is completely unnatural. You cannot do those types of movements on a controller. I don't care how fine-tuned your aim is. I don't care what sort of settings you have. There are too many unnatural lock-ons and too many unnatural tracking moments in this video for him to be playing legitimate. And that's just straight up. Now, if this is somehow an error or a Twitch frame skip from the live stream to the VOD, I'll just shut up. But in my opinion, he is cheating. And that's just straight up. The snaps and lock-ons in this video do not make sense. There are too many instances of him instantly snapping on somebody and then not missing a shot afterwards for it to make sense. And for me, this previous kill in the air really took the cake for me, because anybody who plays the game enough knows that the Cypher has bad bullet velocity. So why would you aim directly at a target and track them perfectly without leading any of your shots at a distance with this weapon? It doesn't make sense. Now, is he a Warzone demon? Is he a highly skilled player? Yes, he is. You don't get movement, you don't get pacing like that without being skilled. But there are for sure too many instances of him insta-locking onto people and then never missing a shot on them. Now, we'll just wrap up this video. He gets 5 more kills, but in my humble opinion,
Sending shock charge.
this guy is cheating. In all seriousness, I'm not joking, I'm not trolling. I believe this guy is not playing legitimately. In most of the gunfights he's had in this video, he did not need to use any sort of foot pedal action, any sort of cheats, right? Because all of these guys are terrible, let's be serious. But whenever he was in a pinch, whenever he was pressed for a kill, you see him lock on. And it doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, editing me here, I had missed this lock on when I was originally watching this. You might think he just aims in and looks at nothing until you get to a later part in this clip. After he turns back around, you see this red player running from the building he was just looking at. So he definitely ended up locking onto that player through the wall, but chose to shoot at the other guy because he was the only one that was visible at the time. Yeah, I don't know what kind of proof somebody would need at this point, but to me, it's pretty obvious that this guy is cheating. In most of the gunfights he's had in this video, he did not need to use any sort of foot pedal action, any sort of cheats, right? Because all of these guys are terrible, let's be serious. But whenever he was in a pinch, whenever he was pressed for a kill, you see him lock on. And it doesn't make sense to me. Because why all of a sudden is he missing shots now?
Fuckers all got self-insure, bro. Oh, you can't. Where is he? Joint.
Hey, this last kid's below him. He's just playing around, not trying to die. That's just what it is. This is the end of the video. Boom. 84 kills.
Bro.
Great gameplay.
Wow.
No doubt. Great gameplay, great movement, great pacing, all of that. He had over 30,000 damage. He had over 30,000 damage in this video. You can see that right there. 31,608 damage. 84 kills, 85 eliminations. Like I said before, if any of my gameplay looks like that, I'll just shut up and call it a Twitch error. Like I also said, if this is somehow legitimate, congratulations. That's extremely impressive. Well done. It just doesn't make sense to me how whenever he's in a pinch or whenever he's pressed for a kill, you see an unnatural insta lock on and then he doesn't miss a shot. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you enjoyed the gameplay and if you enjoyed listening to me yap about this, make sure you remember to leave a like. If you ended up making it all the way to the end of this video and you're not subscribed already, why not? If you're hearing this, you sat through a pretty long video for me, and if you're not already subscribed, I think you should. Thank you all for watching this one. Make sure you check out some of my previous uploads, and I will catch you all in the next video.